Hello and welcome to another flight in Microsoft's new flight simulator. Today we're going to be taking the Zlin Shock Ultra for a bit of fun. Now we're starting off in Seletar Airport. This is the airport nearest to me here in Singapore, and basically what I've done is I've set the headwind coming straight down the runway at 40 miles an hour, and it's absolutely lovely being able to float this aircraft up into the air with next to no rolling run. So we're just hooning around, enjoying the ability to fly exceptionally slow. I am using the throttle here to try and control my position, as well as changing position of the flaps. You can see the flaps going up and down. And there we go, just keeping myself steady, not moving forward, not moving back, drifting left and right, and just practicing control of the aircraft. It's actually very similar to what I used to do back in the UK, which was slope soaring with some very good friends. It basically involves throwing gliders off hillsides, windy hillsides, and we'll see some of that later in this video. I hear a lot of complaints about Microsoft Flight Simulator, and no, it's not perfect, but I really do enjoy just hooning around with this thing. You know, set the wind right down the runway, straight takeoff, no roll. It's probably not even remotely accurate, but it's fun. So at the moment I'm just flying this from the outside, not desperately real. So in a moment we'll switch to an internal view. There we go. And again, still using the head tracking, courtesy of the D-Land Clip Gamer setup, PSI camera, 3 LEDs on the side of my headset, and using the OpenTrack software. So again, just gently floating up into the air. But the ability to be able to look around and get your bearings and position yourself is just fantastic. You see the windsock at full stretch, 40 mile an hour wind, straight down the runway. So we get some height, and we start giving it some beans with the engine. Let's get some airspeed down this runway. Look, goes up. And what do we do at the end of the runway? Well, pull up and start flying downwind and just see how quick this little Zlin will go. Wing over, hard pull, and let's start tearing down the taxiway. Air traffic control, of course, are having kids at this point. Super fast. Very quickly to the end of the runway again, and we'll pull up for another wing over. But this time, turning into the wind and coming to a near dead stop. Here we are again, floating in for the gentlest of landings. I'll say one thing for this approach, you save money on tyres. And nicely does it. Slow down to a dead stop. And there we go, nicely landed. Right, time to move on. Let's head to somewhere I hold very near and dear to my heart, Llandudno and the Great Orme in North Wales. let's just see how the scenery looks. Again, we're flying the Zlin Shock Ultra. It does look good. Whilst living in the UK, I used to regularly fly up here, flying my slope soaring gliders, and occasionally you'd see full-size aircraft flying over us. I remember thinking to myself, that would be lovely to be able to fly. Well, courtesy of Microsoft and DeSoto, here I am. Let's improve the weather conditions just a little bit. Now, the terrain isn't perfect. You can see the road that stretches around the Great Orme. Unfortunately, it seems to be smeared along the side of the mountain or the cliff faces, rather than being a flat road. A bit of a shame, but you know, not the end of the world. So this is a cafeteria set partway around the Orme, and this bit is where we like to fly. This little crossroads where we turn left, there's a bit of a rise, a bit of a car park area, a bit of a hard stand area, it's not really a car park. That's where we tend to congregate and fly our gliders off this hill. I'll tell you what, when the sun is out and the wind is in your face, there's no better feeling. Well, what are you going to do if you've got a Zlin Shock Ultra with its short takeoff and landing capabilities? Well, of course, you stop and land on top of the Great Orme. Okay, let's get some flaps down. Starting our approach, turning into wind. I say that I don't actually know where the wind's coming from on this particular point. I am about to change it there. Nice and slow approach. And we'll gently put it down on this grassy meadow here on top. No sheep around, so we don't have to worry about hitting it. Ordinarily, plenty of sheep. Right, let's have a quick look around with the drone camera. Here we are, top of the Great Orme. To our left we should see the car park, tank track car park. And there's our favourite slope. So, heading back to the camera, let's get some wind onto that slope. Okay, we're being blown back here, and let's use a bit of engine power to stop that. And gently off we go. Now we're going to have a bit of fun here, having a go at slope soaring off the Great Orme, but in a full-size aircraft. Yes, I do have an engine running, but I'm not going to use it too much.
Manchester Center, Savage Alpha Sierra, X-Ray Golf Sierra is type Savage SAVG 17 miles northeast of Echo Golf, Zulu, India. Request flight following. Savage Alpha Sierra, X-Ray Golf Sierra, Manchester Center.
So essentially I'm idling here. Put the nose down, penetrate out of the wind, and start flying off. See what the wind's doing to the waves, bigger waves, white caps. Now most of our time is spent on the ground, radio control transmitter in hand, looking up, flying the gliders from that position. It's a little bit unusual to be flying it from inside a cockpit. Again, The engine is turning over gently, but not really. It's on idle, complete idle, so it's not producing much thrust. This is just really slope soaring. Down, let's penetrate a bit, push out a bit. Turn back into the wind, immediately climb. One building perched on the side of the cliff there. It's actually a little cafe. Get a really nice cup of tea, bit of cake there. Keep it going for the rest of the day. Get a bit of power on. I think I've come a bit too low here. So let's climb a bit and maybe have a think about coming in through that. Picking my spot, trying to get as close to the car park as possible. Turn back into the wind. I want to use a bit of gas here now to penetrate. I think I pushed too far back from this line. Not enough height. Looking at that. Almost there, not far to go. Almost on the ground now. I hope you enjoyed that, and if you did, like and subscribe, and I'll try and get some more videos up. Thanks very much, and see you next time.